In a land of ancient lore, there lived a king so haughty, whose arrogance knew no bounds. He was revered by his subjects, for he had been raised to believe that he was a god among men. His name echoed through the halls of his grand palace, and his power was unmatched in the kingdom. But as the sands of time shifted, so did his fate. In his dying hours, a darkness began to descend upon his once golden throne. Confusion filled his mind, for he could not comprehend why the specter of death loomed so near. How could a being so divine be touched by mortal frailty? As his body weakened, his once powerful frame now frail and feeble, his every breath came with great struggle, as if the very air around him conspired to hasten his demise. Yet, in his delusion, he fought against the inevitable, clinging desperately to the vestiges of his false deity. As the grip of death tightened, his thoughts turned to his heir, a young prince who would ascend the throne upon his passing. But instead of feeling pride for his successor, his heart was filled with bitter disdain. He saw in his heir the same arrogance that had consumed him, the same belief in his own godlike status. And in his final moments, he could not help but think of the fate that awaited his kingdom under such rule. But amidst the suffocating darkness, a macabre realization dawned upon the curse. The power of death overwhelmed him, and he found himself face to face with his own mortality. The grandeur of his earthly possessions and the adoration of his subjects meant nothing in the face of the Reaper's cold embrace. In one last act of defiance, he raised his withered hand and made a solemn promise: "I shall rise." His voice a mere whisper in the vast emptiness of his chamber. I shall rise again and reclaim the throne that is rightfully mine.
And with those haunting words, he succumbed to the eternal slumber. His body, now a vessel for the embalmer's art, was prepared for its journey to the afterlife.
But in the depths of the tomb, where shadows danced and ancient curses whispered, his spirit lingered, his promise echoing through the ages. Centuries upon centuries would pass, and his tomb would lie undisturbed. But the legend of the arrogant ruler who defied death lingered in the hearts of those who dared to tell the tale. And so, his spirit waited patiently, biding its time for the day when it would rise again, casting a dark shadow over the land once more.